Hey everybody, before we talk to our wonderful guest today is Carlos Moreno Jr., the creator of PEPITO'S America Mamadas. We are going to talk about my favorite thing. Now, you know, I like to drink water. It's going to get pretty hot, and it's starting to heat up right here in LA, so I wanted to talk to you again about exorcised. In case you don't know the story, let me run it down to you real quick. There is a guy, Adam Lazar, founder, he and his lovely daughter, walking through the wonderful wilderness of Vermont, saw these farmers irrigating maple trees, ran over, hey, hold up, what y'all doing? The farmer said, dude, we never even knew that we could make water out of maple trees. They got together, partnered, came up with exorcised because maple trees are only 3% maple syrup and the rest is water, 97%. So why waste the water? They sparkled it up, call it exorcised. I have a particular flavor here called sparkling pink grapefruit. You can also get the original exorcised water, but their theme of their movement is that trees are the next source of natural water. So don't forget, if you want to check it out, go on exorcisedwater.com, exorcised.com. Okay, exorcised, say it with me, exorcised, exorcised, exorcised. Be back with Carlos Moreno Jr. Talk to you later. Bye. Hey everybody, as you know, it's Osiris for 15 Minutes of Show, live and in person at Nirvana Studios of Hollywood. Today I have a very special guest in studio, and I wanted you to hear a little bit about him, and I'm going to let him talk it up because he loves to talk and he's very good at it. His name is Carlos Moreno Jr. As you know, we interviewed Jacqueline Murphy, also of the 2023 ballot-nominated for Emmy for their short form comedy drama series called PEPITO'S America Mamadas. So I would love to now introduce you to in-person producer, director, writer, actor, all-e-ter, as he would say, Carlos Moreno Jr. in studios. Yay! Thanks for coming by. Oh, my Dios. I am so happy to finally meet you in person. So let's kick it off by starting. Give us a little bit of background about this. Is very important because it's so nice to meet genuine, authentic people that have actually had to work very hard to get to where they have to go. So we're going to segue just a little bit. Let him talk about a little bit. We both found out we're from Texas. I want him to talk a little bit about his father, which motivated him to dig deeper and then start moving around and doing some things. So let's hear it.
Absolutely. First of all, thank you guys. Thank you for joining me, and it's you here together with our director, photographer, Eric. Thank you. I'm just glad to be here. Yes, so I created a show called PEPITO'S America. PEPITO'S America is based on the world famous Latin fictitious character named Pepito. There's these jokes that have been around for over 100 years in our cultura, in our culture. And there's this little boy, he's very funny, very, you know, he doesn't have something to hold his tongue back. In Spanish we say, no tiene pelos en la lengua. He doesn't have hair on the tongue.
To cut it.
Yeah, to cut it. And so I said, what would happen if this little boy were to grow up and now he's living in LA? What would that be like after all these jokes have been around for hundreds of years? I mean, my grandparents knew some of these jokes. They're no longer with me. But so I said, let me grow this guy up and see how funny he would be. And hence we produced PEPITO'S America's Mamadas. These are vignettes that we do from the actual show that I would like to produce eventually. So these are just mamadas.
Yeah,
they're teasers.
That's what it says, mamadas.
They're teasers. Pendejadas. You know, funny little vignettes of the possibilities. So that in essence is what it's a short content, less than 10 minutes, and we've been honored by the Academy. They looked it over and they said it needs to be nominated, needs to be considered for nomination.
Hey, I'm just keeping thoughts way up here. I'm not even going down there doubting or anything because number one, Carlos, there's nothing on television like PEPITO'S America Mamadas. I looked at the trailer that Jacqueline shared on YouTube, and the YouTube channel, by the way, go on there, PEPITO'S America, correct?
Yep.
And I was just so impressed, and it's so funny and so authentic, and it's real. It's about a real thing, it's not something some Hollywood made up, and I like that you're actually of the Hispanic culture.
Yeah, so what I'm bringing is America, and in Los Angeles with his friends, so it's his America, that's why I call it PEPITO'S America. And so in essence, we get to see him fail and go through like what we do. I want you to see yourself in him. No matter how many times you try, the man's always there to push you down. So it's the same kind of a story, but I think it resonates because I finally brought LA, how LA really is.
And that's what people need to see, not the glamour.
Not the glamour. It's the real like all the little places where he goes to, like it's Alhambra, or it's in Pico Rivera, or it's in not Beverly Hills, but the Black Beverly Hills, which is called Baldwin Hills. Yeah, Baldwin Hills.
But they're Heights.
Yeah. So all these little places that we've not been able to see in essence because Hollywood only goes through these main big parts. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go into the little corners of LA and bring those people to life.
And we're going to get to learn about some food, probably stuff we didn't even know was around and things like that. Those good, authentic food that people really cook. They're not people that hired somebody to cook Mexican food. They actually cook Mexican food because they're
right
Mexican.
There, on the spot.
Right.
On the spot. Yeah, that was our FYC.
Oh my gosh! So talk a little bit about how the cast and how who did the casting and how did you pull that off?
So together? I hire people that I know and I look at their talent. Like, anybody that I see, I talk to for a little and I can write something for you pretty fast.
Wow.
So I just said, these are friends of mine I've known for a long time. How can I help them? And then I give them X amount and I direct them. Everyone is like that kind of, even Jacqueline came in that respect. She's like, I really love what you're doing. I said, I got you something. You're running for mayor of LA. And boom, I got her running for mayor of LA. And so you get these two different culture clashing together because PEPITO is like one of these wheeler dealers trying to make a quick buck out of nothing. Yeah, you have to. And I'm doing that right now. So in essence, I'm writing about myself. Your own life. So if you really take a look at some of the work, and there's 3 episodes that I'm editing right now, you really get to see a little bit of my life because that's what acting's all about. Actually,
it's being a part of your life.
Yeah, it's just taking a little bit from everybody, stealing, and then putting it your own stamp in it.
Now let's talk about music just a little bit because other than silent movies or whatever, we have to have music just to get the charge in there.
Absolutely.
So talk about how your father was able to participate in this movie, his music.
So
love this.
My dad's a musician, and ever since I was a kid, I used to see him perform, and I think that's where part of the art came out, was watching my dad and his band in the 70s play. So he had this song, it was one of his first songs that he recorded. I want to say 74, maybe 75, somewhere around there. Yeah, very young. And he still writes, by the way. And so the song was called La Mosca, which is the fly, and it's like a cumbia. So if you know Selena used to look up. She used to look up to my dad when she was a little girl because she liked this music. So the song never came because it has a double entendre. Never came out in the studios. They basically banned my father for being an artist in one of his music.
Explain to the audience what a double entendre means because a lot of people have never even heard the term.
Doble sentido. So you're saying something, but you mean something else. And we used to do this a lot in music back in the 40s, 50s, 60s. You would say something, but we know the adults that it's something.
And we were trying to hide it from the kids.
Right. So in this particular song, it's about a fly, and it's a compadre, and a comadre, and they're like, hey, compadre, don't let the fly land on you. But la mosca se le para, that means you're gonna have an erection. Sorry.
They're like, no.
They're like, but my dad was like, I didn't write it like this. It literally means I don't want it to land on me. So he was being so like nice about it, and he is so hurt. So flash forward to all these years. It has a double entendre, and Pepito is about double entendres. And I said, you know what, Dad? I'm gonna make this song. I'm gonna have the academies hear it, and have people hear this song, and it has that scratchy sound,
like the
and
real
it's
deal.
a real deal.
Oh,
and it's so authentic to the mute to the. So it's in the credits. So check it out. It's called La Mosca.
Ay, my friend. Venimos a brindarles la felicidad.
You know, we come from the barrio to a Bentley, cabrón. Ay.
That Juan throw some D's on this bad boy.
From barrio to Bentley, baby. Ay. The fly.
You know when I thought about, remember in Babushka.
Yeah, and Jacqueline loves it. It's like, it's so catchy. I wake up in the morning with the coffee. La Mosca.
Oh my gosh, so tell us more about, now can you talk about anything about some of what we can expect to see in the writing and what the direction you may want to take the show in?
So I like
once we've won. Look at me,
once we've won. Yeah, you're gonna be.
That's me being bold, not them. So don't blame it on Carlos, blame it on me. Okay.
So I wrote a whole bunch of little mamadas last year, and we filmed a whole bunch of them. I'm still editing 3 more, and we have 1 more that we're gonna film probably next month called Guacamole. Her name is Molly. She has an avocado tree. Guacamole. So cute. And it's cute, right?
Yeah.
So those are already done, and they're the best that are about to come, because I really for these 3 or 4, I had developed it for like a year. So it had been percolating in my head as a writer.
Now let me ask you something, not to interrupt you, but when you're writing these characters, do you actually know these kind of people, and then you kind of write around the people you actually know? As for instance, that's the best thing to do.
So it's because it's easier for me to show who you are as a talent without reaching so hard so much, because then you're genuine, and the comedy just pops out. So we're gonna go for this year. We have those 4 episodes, and then from there, I don't know, because if we win, can somebody just please help us and support us, and photos, like buy it and push it out there. So that's what my main thing.
Pass it around.
Because like it's already an easy sell in Latin America. Like it's really easy, but I needed to make it English because Americans do not know.
Thanks for telling me that.
Americans don't know, but from here all the way to South America, Brazil, they all know who Pepito is. So it's an easy sell for us to sell in the Latin community. I just need that distributor to come on board and say, let me see what else you got. I'm like, okay, here it is. And the pilot is amazing. I can't wait.
I can't wait. I don't want to be.
It's amazing. And Maria Conchita is in the actual.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah.
So just so you know, in case you don't remember, in the cast, my girl Maria Conchita Alonso. We have Peter Kwong. We have Jacqueline Murphy, of course. We have our own Carlos Moreno Jr. We have Tommy Chong and Shelby Chong. Yep. And I can't think of the other names, but you know, who are some of the other people in there?
Well, most of them are most of them are my friends, right? But they are working actors. So you've seen them a lot on TV. And some of them, like one. So there's another Carlos. I don't know. Do you remember seeing him? The really tall guy. No. Yeah. Well, everybody like.
Say Carlos and Carlos.
Yeah. Pinedo. So he's a new asset to the.
Oh, I did.
So he's brand new. So this is his first real attempt into acting, and I like actors. Like I actually give opportunities, because guess what, honey? Nobody really gave me opportunities.
That's right.
I had to work my butt off.
That's why I'm the same way. That sounds so real.
So I see talent and I go, you know what? Let me give you a few lines and see how you do with this. And I help. I give them, blow on that amber and let it see if it grows, because you need that.
Blow the amber.
Blow the ambers, and that artist. You know, because there's talent in there. It just needs to come out.
Now let me ask you a question. Did you go outside at all, outside of LA County to film anything? Is it all contained within LA County? And also, when it came to the characters, and because you're such a fast thinker and so creative in the head and in the brain, did you think on the spot of writing the vignettes while you were on location, or did you have them prepared before you guys got there?
So you write with what you have. Like, I would love to film here. So you write with what you have or who you know. Restaurants, you know, that's your first thing to make a really good short film. And I've done like 20 of these. I'm ready to do my first feature. But you write with what you have around, you connect the people, and then you make the best out of it. You give them producer credit, associate producer credit, so they also can flourish around. So I always write with what I have around. If not, I will figure it out. But you know, homes, I got a few homes, swimming pool, Well, actually, one of them is a kiddie pool because Pepito didn't have a pool, so we're in the kiddie pool with the feet. Yeah. Backyards, up in the attic, up in the rooftop, beaches, anything that's public, because we're independent, and you just have to think on your feet. And you know, creativity comes when you're in trouble, because you have to make it. You gotta figure it out somehow. So I love challenges. I love challenges. I just wish we had permits. So you can
I have
film
a way for you
everywhere.
to do that. Remember, talk to me about that.
I wish I had permits.
Talk to me about that.
Sure, absolutely.
There's an independent company that can help you do that, and they don't. You know.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to do so Pepito hopefully will sell it, and then we'll do the pilot. That's my main thing, our main story is to sell it.
So what about the locations where they pre-planned that you just got in the car and say, let's drive around and look at some stuff?
No, I look, you know, most of the time.
But did you do it ahead, or did you do? Oh,
I had always.
You weren't just
I'm
like
very
jump out the car and go with it.
No, because I'm a director. So what I do is, I direct or I rehearse like crazy.
Yes.
And then I put the camera on them. So they do the close-ups first, and then I turn the camera on me so I can do my close-ups at the very end. That way I have enough time to prepare or prep. So I always do them first, because I also have to, you know, be pretty good.
Prep too, yeah.
Be prep
And you're wearing so
and I
many
have to
hats.
think of the shot list
And you're wearing
and the
so many
cut.
hats.
And I also edit, so I know when I have it, I go, okay, edit, boom, moving on, next thing. Sorry, I shouldn't clap.
No, that's fine. No, we want you to clap if you're excited. Muy Virgo el espíritu.
Sí, el espíritu.
Mucho espíritu.
Yeah, mucho.
So, the other thing, there was another question. When it comes to working together with a group of people, at some point, you lose yourself in the moment. You forget that we're strangers or know each other, whatever, and then the real thing takes over. Yeah. How often did you experience that while you guys were filming?
I've studied a lot, and I always say, I need to have an exorcism as an actor to get out my talent. That's
a good way to put it.
Exorcism, you know.
Throw it all up.
So that's how I started Pepito. Nobody wanted to do this for how many years? I said, I need to exercise it out of my freaking soul, because I can't move on. So I just, during COVID, boom, 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 started making vignettes out of it, and then here we are. So I get lost. There is one scene, I think it's episode 7. It's the campaign madness. And there's a scene there where I go ballistic. I basically start to have an exorcism. I start jumping on these, I don't know what you call it, like those huge sofas that are made out of styrophones.
Oh yeah, beanie bags.
The beanie bags. And there were like 3 beanie bags. And the rehearsal process, I only like hit myself once. Well, guess what? One wasn't enough. So I'm like boom, 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 boom. And it's really hilarious after a moment. And then I stop. Like I just fall down.
You just fall down. Then you go into the
So that's the realness of it. That moment was so real that even the actors were like, wow, we what is this? Like,
but I know they were like, film it, get it.
And then I went after that. There's a second part of it. Then I start to tear the script apart. Pepito's tearing the script on the floor.
Oh, he's angry.
And he's like angry, and he's telling Hollywood to screw itself. I'm so sick and tired of Hollywood, and all in Spanish. And it sounds like that little kid from the Christmas Story when he was like, you freaking cursing in Spanish like Satan. And that's what you call it.
What did you get?
It was in the moment. It wasn't even written.
Yeah, but that's what's wonderful. But you know who used to do that? It was really good at improv is Gary Chandler. I love Gary Chandler. Just go for it. Go on the street.
Just go for it.
And the way, because you have to be a really quick thinker in order to do that.
Absolutely.
So listen, I'm sure our 15 minutes is almost up.
I know.
And I would, oh my gosh, I would love to talk to you forever. This is fun.
Of course. Thank you for this.
Oh my, and you're so real, and you remind me of where I grew up in Texas, where you could just go down the street and talk to your neighbor, just start talking. Next thing you know, your neighbor's your friend. You invited to coffee, dinner, tea. You know, that kind of thing. That's what I'm used to. And everyone says, you know, you are really, really true to your roots. So before we turn you back over to the world at large, Pepito, let's hear about where we can find more about you, your YouTube channel, your IG tags, your social media tags.
It's Carlos Moreno Jr. Moreno, like more, no, then Jr. Jr. YouTube is Pepito's America. And pretty much everything else is Carlos Moreno Jr. That's all my tags, my handles for all social media.
So those are all the handles.
CarlosMorenoJr.com. You can check out some of my directing stuff.
Yeah, and you can go on IMDb, which I had fun looking at. I had no, and when you see you can see that you've seen these people like, oh yeah, I kind of remember, you know, things like that. And don't forget about me, Osiris. Go to Ankh Entertainment. That's the word Ankh, A-N-K-H, the word entertainment, the word .net. That's my blog. On the blog, you can hit my YouTube channel, 15 Minutes to Show, my IG, anything you want. I'm even on Snapchat if you want to look for me there. Okay, and we will see you soon. It's been so... mi hermano, su hermano. Okay.
I love she speaks Spanish. I love it.
Thank you, Carlos. Carlos Moreno Jr. See you later. Don't forget. Be sweet, be good, be kind, and don't forget to smile. Mwah. Bye.
Bye.